So hello, Warwick County Standard, Thursday, November 8th. And so it's this week's paper. It costs $1.49, just if I want to time capsule these videos and see what they're like in 100 years. And see how much a newspaper costs. Oh yeah, you'll like paper. Here, do you want my paper? Hey, do you want that? Yeah, okay, you just take that. There we go. He'll eat that for us. He's eating it off camera. Here, come over here so they can see you. See, he actually consumes it. He consumes it. Look at that. He loves paper. I don't know if that's healthy for you though. Is it healthy for goats to eat paper? Hey, Kate, you can probably answer that. I don't give him much. I mean, really, it's once a week he gets probably like a sheet of paper. If he gets my newspaper, and then today I just kind of gave it to him. Don't, will you stop? Just stop. Look, oh, you can't see it because he's got his back to you. He keeps putting paw, like paw, paw, paw. Anyways, the Standard, the newspaper, yay for us. All right, the Wine Down, a new wine bar in Newburgh. Stop it. A new wine bar in Newburgh, so very cool. Check out there, and we've got a little tidbit about that later on in the paper. So you're gonna have to wait till next week to see all of my political rantings, because due to deadline restrictions, Tuesday's election, this week's election just a couple days ago, the results will be in next week's edition. However, you can view the results online at Work News. Don't do that. Wait till we get together next week and we can rant about it together. Did Mr. Bacon win the seat in the 75th district? I don't know. Excited. Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, so we have a resignation. Ooh, say that 10 times fast. We have a resignation from the historic Newburgh Incorporated, and now HNI, it's under good terms from the newspaper says, but they're looking for a new director of the HNI. Krieger, who is acting as the interim executive director until Fulford is replaced, and Fulford is the one that, Chris Fulford is the one that resigned, said the position requires a huge role within the organization. Excuse me. They're basically the face of the HNI. She said they run the day-to-day office, they manage the volunteers, they are in charge of membership. The position is a heavy one and it is full-time, but she said admittedly it doesn't pay as well as the Indianapolis counterpart, I guess. The executive director has to wear a lot of hats. So if you are looking for a job that apparently is a ton of work with not all that great a pay, well, you know where to go. But maybe the pay, I don't know, maybe it's a sliding scale. Maybe it is great pay, and you know, maybe just the Indianapolis one, maybe they make like $1 million, and the Newburgh, historic Newburgh Incorporated executive director only makes $500,000. So yeah, not as good as Indy. I don't know if it's that case. So I don't mean to say, you know, I don't mean to like tell you don't do it if you want to be the director, the new director, but go for it if you want. There's a job opportunity. Okay, Menards, you're looking to get my money. 11% off of everything, including sale items. So, okay, I might actually go check out Menards. They don't offer a military discount, people. That's why I have issues with Menards. If only they offered a military discount. Dude, I do love Menards. But please, look at offering a military discount. Lowe's and Home Depot do it. Come on now. Come on now. Elliot, do not even. He's trying to eat the corner of my paper. Okay, no, look at my chapstick. He loves my chapstick. And you know what's odd? I'm a germaphobe, but it's like a people germaphobe. I don't mind goat germs. I mean, I'm not gonna let my goat kiss me or anything, but like, I don't mind, like if a goat drinks out of my cup, not that big a deal, I'll still drink it. I mean, I just didn't want them to drink all my tea, that's why I put it up. But a minute ago when I put my tea up, but no, stop. But if my kids drink out of my cup, I'll totally dump it out and I won't drink out of it. I am just weird about people germs. And I know goats probably carry way more diseases than people do. Stop, don't do that, no. Ots. All right, so let's get back to the paper, no. Back to the paper. All right, moving on, okay. Ooh, Posey's Market, some great deals. And I want you to do something for me. They have fresh, lean, whole pork butts on sale, and we are going to do a video on grilling pork butt and making sandwiches with like a North Carolina sauce that is phenomenal. And so grab some of those pork butts. It's on sale for $1.29 a pound, which is really amazing price. And Posey's has outstanding meat. So grab that, and we don't have the video up yet, but just stick it in the freezer. So that way when you see the video, you have it there, you can pull it out, and you can do this barbecue sandwich. It's so amazing. You will never go back to any kind of barbecue. It's so good. Their fresh, lean, whole Western ribs are only $1.79 a pound. Just really good deal on meat again at Posey's this week. Stop! Stop! Stop, Paul. Okay, it's a little windy. Obituaries, getting our grandparent status on, old person status, reading the obituaries. First of all, Charles William, otherwise known as Chance Brock, the third, he died young, it looks like. He is survived by his wife Paula and his daughters Shelby Ann and Shelby Allen and Shelby Brock Ingram. Shelby and Shelby, they must be twins. I wonder if they're twins. Because they're both Shelby, but they're just spelled slightly different. That's odd. Both daughters Shelby, and it looks like they're grown because it looks like one's, well, maybe he's not that young then because it looks like, stop it, you're not getting that paper. It looks like, ow, that was my hair. That was like retaliation for not giving you the paper. Are you freaking serious? Okay, stop. Whose idea was this? Again, remind me, people. He's a jerk. Oh, he was a jerk. Did you see that? I hope I got that on camera. He was a jerk. Okay, so anyway, Shelby and Shelby, his daughters, grandson Caden, sister Lydia, and several other brothers, sisters, and family. So I guess we only name one sister, and then just other brothers and sisters. Just other, I guess he has other. That's just weird to me. So we will be missing you, buddy. Lost the most honest, blunt, caring, stubborn, and humorous man we've ever known. He taught us how to thicken our skin and stick up for ourselves. Sounds like he wasn't always super fun to be around, but you were an amazing father, friend, and husband. That's sweet. Yep. Elliot, quit. Elliot, you're always on our minds and forever in our hearts. So we are sorry that we lost you, Chance Brock the third. And to your brothers and sisters out there who shall forever remain unnamed other than Lydia, I'm sorry, sorry for your loss, guys. Jason Michael McClure, another young guy that passed away, and I just want to give a shout out. He was 40. I want to give a shout out to his wife, and I think there was a daughter. Yeah, wife Angela and daughter Hannah. Daughter Hannah. So shout out to them. And this is kind of cool because he was a self-employed as a graphic. No, Elliot, no. He was self-employed as a graphic designer known as the Vinyl Ninja doing car wraps. Okay. So we have health reports, Tasty Freeze, ice cream, pineapple and orange sherbet, and vanilla ice cream, all measuring over 41 degrees. So like they were melted? I mean, because wouldn't they be melted then, Elliot? I don't know. So Tasty Freeze, come on, you do one thing, ice cream, get it right. Although you do more than ice cream, you do like food stuff too. They have really good chicken sandwiches at the Tasty Freeze 2. There's Tasty Freeze and there's Tasty Freeze 2 right next to it. And the Tasty Freeze 2 isn't open in the winter, I don't think. But anyways, health reports, no violations, the wind down. Here's your shout out to the wind down, that business that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. No violations to you, well done. CVS Pharmacy, okay, I guess because it's a pharmacy, I'm just thinking health reports for food, but I guess the pharmacy. So yeah, but they didn't have any violations. The Subway of Boonville, no violations, congrats. And the Dollar General store. So once again, why the health report for the Dollar General? Do they sell like food and stuff? But CVS Pharmacy doesn't sell food, but they're a pharmacy, so I can almost understand why the health report, the health police people would go there, I guess. I don't know. Alright, Warwick County Sheriff's Office, a caller in the 1400 block of South Spruce driving Newburgh reported Friday that a pickup truck was stolen. Dude, you don't steal pickup trucks, alright? Because most people with pickup trucks are pretty conservative, rough people. Like, I'm thinking like burly, manly men or really tough women. Yeah, I drive a pickup truck. But yeah, you don't steal a man's or a woman's pickup truck because they're probably going to get some revenge. So, okay, Newburgh Senior Center celebrates Halloween, and the winner was in a costume. You know, at first I thought this is probably like a ladybug costume, but I want to get your guys' opinion on this. So it's the woman, to get the whole costume there, it's the woman with the black and white with the little ears. There she is with the little ear headband thing with the little red balls there. And the costume is like a black sweatshirt, black pants with a big white circle on it with this headband with these little red pom-poms. Like, And I thought ladybug maybe, but a ladybug doesn't have that big white circle on her tummy. And I was thinking maybe panda bear, but they don't have the red pom-poms. What is she? So someone help me in the comments. Let me know what this costume is. Am I just not seeing it? Am I not seeing it? Let's show it to you one more time so you can help me with this costume. I'm gonna show it to you one more time so you can help me. It's the woman with the black and white on the end there with the red, stop cat, with the red pom-poms there. So help me what that costume is. I am so, otherwise I'm just gonna have to call the Newburgh Senior Center and find out, because she won. And so obviously maybe, okay, stop Elliot. So obviously maybe, you know, it's more cerebral than what I can figure out, because I don't know. I don't know. So yes. And then the Warwick Humane Society Pictures with Santa. Sorry, it's like really cold out here. And that fire went down. Oh, that's why. I was like, all of a sudden it got cold. That fire went down a bit. Stop it, goats. Okay, the Warwick Humane Society. Ratchet, stop. The Warwick Humane Society is having their annual Pictures with Santa and Mrs. Claus by Lisa Polk Photography. And that is, when is it? November 10th and November 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Warwick County Humane Society. And that is over Newburgh. And it's on that road kind of back behind the high school. Not Van, is it Van Road? I think it might be Van Road. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on the Warwick Humane Society where that's at. But yes, so go. Get your dogs' pictures taken with Santa. And heck, they probably would do kids too. I don't know. Do you think they would? So, oh. So yeah, they might even do kids. Okay, and just this little ad down here kind of hidden is the Christian Kind Market. Willkommen. It's in Ferdinand, Indiana. And this is a really cool Christmas market, November 17th and 18th. Over 200 booths filled with antiques, folk art, handmade treasures, primitives, florals, Christmas wares, gifts, collectibles, foods, and wines. Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it's on Eastern. That's Eastern time. That's fast time. We're on slow time. That's fast time. So very cool. Head over to that and see what they got for you. And moving on here, stopping for school buses isn't new. Okay, Wyatt Squires wrote this. I'm not an expert, but it seems another major issue with morning commutes is distraction as well. You know what? You're right, Wyatt. It is people who are on their cell phones. It is people who are distracted by whatever. It's people that are distracted by their kids in the car. Do not allow yourself to be distracted in the car. When you are driving, that is the most important job that you have at that moment. If you need to get to your phone, if you need to handle a kid, pull over. Just pull over, and preferably in a parking lot or something like that. Pulling off to the side of the road isn't always the safest, but it's better than trying to handle something. Oh my gosh, these cats are gonna fight right in back of me. It's better than handling something while you're trying to drive. Okay, it just is, because it just takes a moment for a kid to run out. It just takes a moment for someone to stop in front of you, and then you're hurting, yourself and that other person. In the morning or any time you're driving, it is critical to not be distracted. Nothing is that important or that life-threatening that you may have to turn your gaze from the road. And if it is, oh my gosh, Wyatt, you're reading my mind. And if it is, pull over and deal with it in a way that doesn't threaten the lives of everyone else you pass. Thank you, Wyatt. Preach on, brother. It's not just about following the law. It's about thinking of someone else's safety as worth enough to stop for 30 seconds, or even crazy enough, a minute, to allow kids to continue to be safely transported to school, or the human race to do what they need to do too, all right? Give grace to the other drivers on the road. If someone cuts you off, give grace rather than tailgating them for the next 2 hours or for the next 2 miles, I guess. If you're doing it for 2 hours, that's a little extreme and you might need to get some help and you reach like stalker status. So, but just chill out, people. Give some grace, relax, and just stop killing our kids in the road, please. All right, we made it through the main part of the paper. Woo-woo! And Ratchet still hasn't left me. Oh my gosh, he stepped away for a minute. He totally stepped away for a minute. And I gotta bundle up. Woo, it's cold. This cat is like growling because Speckles is like keeps going back and forth in the background. And these two, Fluffy and Speckles, they don't get along at all. Oh my gosh, they fight. They fight. So, yeah, it's bad. I'm sorry to say Central ends the Boonville Pioneers' dream football season. Oh, Central! Come on, why couldn't you just let them win? So, good job. Boonville, you did great. Better job is Central because they beat you. But yeah, so they're not going to state or championship or the Super Bowl or whatever they would have gone to. Obviously, I don't know football well. I don't know, could they have made it to the Super Bowl? I think they're not professional. All right, healthy kids are the key to Indiana's future. This was a decent article, about half of it. They were mentioning the two biggest problems, opiates and nicotine use. Okay, so I can think of one that might be a little bit crazier than the nicotine use because honestly, as I'm walking around and driving around and shopping around and being around town, it's not so much nicotine use. I don't see a ton of teenagers vaping or smoking, but I see a lot of kids overweight. I see a lot of stagnation. I see a lot of not wanting to move, not wanting to exercise, not wanting to get yourself healthy in the way of diet. I see a lot of fast food eating and a lot of just not healthy eating habits. And I just think that's worse than the nicotine because I just don't see a lot of, because the healthy eating is something that starts so young, it just starts so young. Although we may not hear as much about Indiana's alarmingly high rates of tobacco use, the toll it's taking on our kids is no less dire. Once again, I'm not seeing vaping was huge like a year or two ago, and I know there's still quite a few that do it, and maybe it's bigger up in Indianapolis. I'm just small hick town, Boone Village. So, but I'm just not seeing a ton of it anymore. And cigarettes are so crazy expensive. I saw a woman in the gas station get a carton of cigarettes the other day, and she walked out, it was like $80. And I was wow, mind blown. I can think of better things to spend $80 on. Yeah, you can too, Ratchet. So yeah, it just talks about that kind of stuff, the opiate, and that's huge. Or the marijuana use. I know marijuana use is huge around here. So yeah, that's something we need to be watching out for with our kids, folks. It's our job as parents to raise up these healthy kids, and they learn from us. More is caught than is taught. So they're watching what we're doing. If we're eating at fast food places all the time, or if we're eating cruddy food, or if we're smoking, or if we're using weed, or if we're doing drugs, they're seeing that, and not only are they seeing it's okay, they're seeing that we're getting away with it, and they're not seeing the dire effects, because usually those effects happen down the road. And they're not thinking long term, they're not thinking down the road, they're not seeing down the road, so they're thinking it's okay. And once they start a lot of those things, it becomes a habit or it becomes addictive, and they continue. So don't ever let them even see you do it because you're not doing it. Don't do it behind their back. Kids are smarter than that, people. If you think you can sneak out behind the house and have a cigarette and your kid's not going to smell it on you when you come in, you are lying to your kid, you're lying to yourself, and it's just ridiculous. You can't hide things from kids. They're smart, smarter than you think. Social media affects young minds. Oh my goodness. You could do the entire paper on this article. Really good. What I challenge you to do to see where your kids stand on this whole social media or using of the phones, or how addicted they are to anything like this, is go without your phones for a week. All right? Not so much without your phones. Go without the internet portion or the social media portion or the app portion of your phone for a week. Use it as a phone, and I mean, as parents, we kind of sometimes need, or it's handy to have our phones on us for emergency reasons or anything like that. But everybody in the family agree for a pact to use your phone as a phone. If you can, take one person's phone and have it like on the counter of the kitchen, always plugged in. And so if someone wants to use the phone, they have to stand there at the kitchen island or the kitchen counter and use their phone like the olden days, where you had to stay in one place because the cord is connected, and they've got like the tether of the cord, that's about how long they can go, and have everyone just use that as needed as a phone for the week. So try to do it for yourself too, because here, think about it. If you really need, calling you for an emergency, yeah, so maybe have your phone on for emergency, but if you really need to make a call, someone around you is going to have a phone. So you can just ask, hey, can I use your phone? And in fact, your kids, someone around them is going to have a phone. Just say, hey, can I use your phone real quick to call my mom? Or can I use your phone real quick to call my dad? Or something like that. So take their phone. Go ahead, take it. And put it on the middle island or on the kitchen or something like that, kitchen counter. And for a week, just have that be the phone. And they can't use the internet on it or anything like that. They have to use it as a phone. Everyone has to use it as a phone. And just see how they handle that. If it's no big deal for them, to go a week without the social media, to go a week without the using of the phone and the apps and stuff like that, then you know that they probably don't have a problem with it. It's not an addiction for them. Not a big deal. Why are we just continuing to growl? And so just an experiment. Just try it. Let me know how it goes. You don't have to look very far these days to find a preteen or teen glued to their phone, texting and scrolling through social media. True. True, 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 true. Worse for girls with the social media than it is for boys. And this is one reason why it is. Like many things, social media has advantages and disadvantages. It breaks down geographical barriers, which is good, allows us to stay connected to family and friends all over the globe and facilitates communication. All good. Unfortunately, however, it's also taken a toll on today's youth. For most teens and preteens, it's difficult to remember living in a world without technology. I know, just talk to them. See, it's crazy. Yeah. They cannot imagine a world without the internet, allowing them to use apps and social media. Today's kids feel the need to constantly share everything they experience, especially for girls, especially for young ladies. For them, responses to their online posts, such as likes and comments, are taken very seriously, especially girls, especially those young ladies. As they scroll through various social media apps, they see unrealistic standards of beauty and materialistic possessions. They start to compare their lives to others. All right, especially girls, especially young ladies. Oh my goodness, and especially grown ladies. This isn't just a youngster's problem. Here it goes on, because they see on social media preteens and teens may alter their appearance, blah, blah, blah. Research reported on childmind.org, as well as many other sources, shows that heavy social media use has been linked to increased depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem among kids. Not just even kids, people. Realistically, think about it. Ladies, adults, even a lot of guys, their self-worth is dependent on how many people like their selfie or how many people like the dinner they made and posted, and it's just like, oh my goodness, it's wonderful to post these things and everything like that, but for the intention of what? If you're just looking at, hey, celebration, whatever, you know, it looks great, I'm not a great cook, and look, this is a dish I did well, wonderful, but don't base your self-worth on what others say about it. You know, if you want to celebrate it and show it to your mom who said you'll never learn how to cook, or you're a horrible cook, and you can say, hey, I do know how to cook, you know, then fine, post it and, you know, get a little jab in there. No, that's not even kind. Don't get a jab in there. But don't base your self-worth on your social media likes or shares or anything like that. It prevents the development of some social skills and direct communications skills for kids. And it definitely can. You know, it increases their ability to talk to others online, but sometimes their real world, real in-person interaction suffers. So preteens and teens spend more time connecting on social media instead of building social skills and having conversations in person. That's true. It's the age and time that we live in. So you need to be diligent in helping your kids foster real world relationships and communication skills as well. So as parents of us having to step up and fill in the gaps in teaching our kids what needs to be taught. If technology use is unmonitored, kids may stay up late without their parents realizing they are not asleep. Exactly. So what can you do? All right, so I told you this, and some of these things can be bad, and I'm not saying they all are. You know, if you find that your kid went a week and it wasn't a big deal for them not to have their phone, then you know it's not a big issue. So you don't have to be as concerned about it. You need to be diligent in thinking about it, but you don't have to be concerned about it and put a bunch of rules in place, because obviously your kid doesn't need the rules in that particular area of their life. Or they don't need more strict rules, I should say, in that particular area of their life. So first thing you can do, conduct some research, whether it is by talking to teachers, talking to other parents, or doing your own research. Find out what the most popular apps are and how they are used. Okay, yep, that's wonderful. Talking to others and talking to your kids, all right? Find out what their favorite apps are. Find out how they spend the majority of their time on their phone. You might think it's social media, but really they're just playing dots. You know, they're just playing a stupid game or Candy Crush or whatever. So find out what's got them glued to their phone, and then decide, is it a hobby that they're doing? Like, you know, I like to read and they like to play dots, or, you know, I like to crochet and they like to play Candy Crush. You know, if it's a hobby, then just look at preferences and be like, okay, you know, in moderation, it's their hobby. Let them do it. My goodness, you're not always going to have the same hobbies. They don't have to be crocheting if they don't like to crochet, right? And while that phone is up for that week, if they have questions like, you know, well, I just want to look up this real quick, have them reach out to real people. Call grandma, call a friend, take them to the grocery store with you, and while you're there, just ask the clerk if they know the answer to this or whatever. Have them learn how to reach out to actual people to find answers to questions they have. And then we'll find out if they really wanted or needed the answer to that question. And it'll help them increase their communication skills in person. Number 2, establish technology-free zones in your home. This is huge, 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 such as at the dinner table, and technology-free times, such as before bed. Collect phones, tablets, and computers before bedtime. Yes, I'm you know, collecting the phone, tablets, and stuff before bedtime, that's up to each individual family, depending on where you guys are at in terms of trust and discipline and what needs to be done. Personally, we don't collect our phones from our kids and stuff because we have found that they use that stuff in moderation, and they're very responsible with it. So we haven't seen reasons to make real strict guidelines for them because they're very able to self-regulate. And so, you know, you look at your kid's ability to self-regulate and what's healthy. Don't always trust the pictures kids post. Just because your child posts lots of smiling selfies might not mean that your child is truly happy. Social media tends to be a highlight reel, displaying mostly the positive aspects of kids' lives. Always check in with them to see how they are really doing. Okay, duh. I hate to say duh, but this is like, okay, this is telling you have a relationship with your child. Duh? Yes, of course, have a relationship with your child. Not only that, but make sure that they understand that the pictures they're seeing on everybody else's social media is that highlight reel of the best, right? And so help them understand that, you know, in that they can't rely on that for a true picture on how that person is feeling or how that person acts or anything like that. So help them understand that. 4, I'm sorry if that sounded harsh, but duh. Last but not least, encourage your kids to talk to you and let them know it's safe to talk to you. Let them know you love them and how proud of you are of them, unfiltered and unedited. All right, so I get what they're saying here, but at the same time, most kids these days don't need that ego inflated. All right, they've got enough participation trophies on their shelf. They've got enough star stickers for adequate work on their papers that they really aren't needing a whole lot of building up, generally speaking, with this generation. All right, there are always the exemptions. That's not the right word. There are always I don't know, I can't think of the word. Stop it, Ratchet. Stop. Put the paw down. Put it down. Good boy. Good boy. So get a gauge. I'm trying to watch him to make sure he doesn't put his paw back up so I can correct him when Good boy. See, you get pet when you don't put your paw on me. So get a gauge of your kid and just see what's needed there. Get a gauge of your kid, all right? And see if they need encouragement. See if they need more, you're doing really good, I'm so proud of you. Or if they need more, hey, you need to straighten up and fly right. And let me show you how, okay? Let me show you how and let me hold you accountable for it. So I've got to hurry along because we have low battery power. Crossword puzzle, I gave up. Dude, I am sorry. I am too stupid for crossword puzzles. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Okay, we had to come inside real quick because my camera died outside, and this is why I should really start just making sure I charge my camera before I do my videos, and I didn't. So last article, we were on our last article, so this works out fine anyways. And it was, local residents are assisting patients with swallowing disorders. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry if you have a swallowing disorder. And actually I know some people that have some different diseases that, like, they have either a gag reflex or like some kind of weird, well, swallowing disorder. But I was intrigued to read more. So a Boonville resident and a Newburgh resident, so then I'm even more concerned, or not concerned, but more intrigued, because I'm like, okay, it's just 2 residents? What's going on here? Are assisting patients with swallowing disorders as part of a Ball State course. Now what this is, as I read on, is it's actually 2 seniors in high school that are working on this project, this research project, for their actual degree plans in college after school. So, wow, good on you. Hannah Hydorn of Boonville and Macy Sturgeon of Newburgh are helping individuals with swallowing disorders by testing new liquids for their consumption as a part of an immersive learning experience. So this is just bizarre, but kind of cool. Echo, are you talking? Hydorn and Sturgeon are part of a group of 13 students who are working to help in search for these thickened liquids for those who suffer from. And the name of this swallowing disorder particularly is dysphagia. Yeah. The medical term for those who have difficulty swallowing. So they're doing this immersive learning project. Good on them. I love it. And that's wonderful. That's just wonderful for them. So I think we are done with the Boonville paper, or I'm sorry, the Warwick County Standard. And it was a wonderful time had by all with goats and dogs outside. And it feels weird to read the paper now without Ratchet putting his paw on me nonstop. So, all right, and I traded Ratchet putting his paw on me for Echo talking in the background saying she wants to come in here and hop up on me and love me to death. Echo, are you talking to me? So, all right, that's it for the paper today, and we love you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.